Good morning. I'm so excited to be here today sharing more with you about Count the Kicks. This presentation is called I Moved, My Mom Counted, and it's about our evidence-based program proven to improve outcomes for expectant parents and babies too. So, what is Count the Kicks? Count the Kicks is a highly effective evidence-based stillbirth prevention program that was developed to be a proven early warning system for moms. Our program has saved lives in 38 states and 7 countries so far, and that's just what we've heard. We know there are so many more. I would love to stop and let Destiny share her story now.
She is his best thing. She is a happy baby. I am so thankful she got here safely. I hadn't felt her kick all day. But what I did feel was hiccups. And I'm like, okay, Destiny, she's alive because I can feel her hiccuping. But I don't know. In my head, I'm just like, something's just not right. They gave me a guide for something that I could do this time. And at this time, I feel like I had learned her. Like if I drank that day, I tried to drink Pepsi. I tried to get some candy in me, and I mean, she wouldn't budge with the Pepsi, the candy, nothing. I still hadn't felt no kicks. Got in the car by myself, didn't even wake anybody up because I'm like, oh, everything was fine last night. I'm sure it's just me being paranoid tonight, and they're gonna send me back home tonight. The next thing I knew, I was in the operating room and she was out within about 30 minutes. And she made the cutest little cry. I'm so glad I counted my baby kicks because if I didn't, they were telling me that I probably would have lost her, just like my first child if I didn't go in. That night I did. Count the kicks, just I mean, it helped. It really did. It saved my baby's life. It really did. I am so, so blessed that she got here safely. And I'm so glad I listened to myself this time and I listened to my body and I counted my baby kick. Listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your baby.
So many wonderful things that that story represents, but isn't Sonara beautiful? And she is a growing and wonderful, almost, I think she's 3 now. And so I look forward to seeing her every year at our annual event. So living proof that paying attention to movement can be an important way to stay in tune with your body and your baby. So why does movement matter? Movement is one very important way a baby communicates before birth, and a change in a baby's movement can be an early and sometimes only warning sign that a baby may give when in distress. So, because movement matters, let's start counting. When should expectant parents start counting movements? ACOG recommends beginning counting at 28 weeks gestation or 26 weeks if you're considered high risk or pregnant with multiples. We know that those babies are going to establish that regular movement pattern that moms can feel in that time frame. Now, your first quickening, your first movements that you feel, we want you to be in tune with all of those movements. Start getting aware of what's happening in your body with your baby from the very first flutter. This is just a recommendation for daily kick counting. What counts as a movement? That's a great question. Rolls, kicks, jabs, swooshes, pushes, anything except for hiccups, which are involuntary movements. Counting kicks is what we should do, and it's important and easy too. So, starting in the 3rd trimester, we want to begin counting. We want to monitor our baby's movement every day with the free Count the Kicks app. So, get out your phones and download that app as we're talking today. Make sure you don't leave your this opportunity without that important tool on your phone. If you don't have a mobile technology to use, we can also talk about ways to kick count outside of the app. But we want you to monitor your baby's movement every single day, preferably at the same time each day. So we want you to try to pick a time that you notice your baby's normally active. If that's after dinner, if that's first thing in the morning, you find that time and you stick with that time. And then after a few days, you will begin to see the average length of time it takes your baby to reach 10 movements. It may take my baby 5 minutes to get to 10 movements, and it may take my friend's baby 25 minutes to get to 10 movements. Every baby's different. Every pregnancy is different. So if you've had other pregnancy experiences or do in the future, we don't want to compare baby to baby. In fact, if we're pregnant with multiples, baby A may have a different movement pattern, their average length of time to get to 10 kicks, that is different from baby B's average length of time to get to those 10 movements. Here is what's important is if you notice a change in your baby's normal movement, how long it takes them to get to 10 movements, we want you to speak up to your medical team right away. We don't want you to wait. We don't want you to second guess yourself. Hospitals are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We want you to take yourself in. Better to be checked and have everything be just fine. That's what the nurses tell me all the time that they're there to do. It's their job. So we know that the tool that is most likely going to be used by those that I'm presenting to today and beyond is our free Count the Kicks app. It is available in 20 plus languages on Apple and Android products, and you're able to do things like set a daily reminder. Life gets busy. We all need reminders that will pop up on your phone at the time that you prescribe or set and remind you to have this time to bond with baby, this time to check in with baby, this time to rest with baby. And so we want you to also know that you can download your history or share that history with a provider. You literally can hold this phone up in your conversation and show them your baby's kick counting data or text, email, post on social media even. There are so many free resources. That QR code there will take you to the app. What you see the app doing is timing a kick counting session. It's super easy. Every time you feel a movement, a roll, a kick, a push, or a jab, not a hiccup, you press that little footprint. After you do that, it will also ask you to monitor the strength of baby's movement from light, which is fluttery, to really strong, which is fierce. Why? Because research also indicates that the strength of baby's movement is also an important indicator of their health. So after you track your movement, you'll be able to see a graph or a chart for both the frequency and the intensity of those movements. And that is how we start to find our baby's normal. We love that there are so many new features to share. You can count your kicks on a watch. You see the Apple Watch there, and so many other ways. We do have some new app features. Not only can you count your kicks, but if you're at the end of your pregnancy and labor begins, you also have a contraction timer. So it's a 2-for-1 stop, and we encourage you to use that. We also have the ability. Remember how I said there are other ways that you can track your movement if you're not able to use mobile technology or download our app. And so what you can do is print paper kick counting charts. We have those for free, 18 languages, I believe, on our website. We know that you can also take that data. Maybe there's a reason you're not using your phone. You've downloaded the app, but you went camping, you don't have access to Wi-Fi, you've taken a paper kick counting chart. Now, just like when you scan a check to be deposited into your bank account, now you can scan those kick counting charts and that data will go right into your phone. Or maybe you have a home health visiting service that comes every week or two. They could scan it and start to show you your pattern on your phone as well as the graph on the piece of paper showing you that. So, just another option. Digital badges, you can earn awards, make it fun and entertaining to also count your kicks. We know that some of you love dark mode, so that is an option. And we have a new feature called My Zone as well, which is a place that you can find so many resources. This is the QR scanner, and that's what it looks like with the dark mode as well. In addition, a really great feature that's been added is Ask Anna. She is a responsible AI feature on our app. She only uses research and evidence-based information that we have provided and has been vetted by our medical advisory board. It does not go to Dr. Google or TikTok. And so this is a really important evidence-based education to get you answers that you may have. Perhaps you want to chat on it and ask, should I count hiccups, for example? Or how many times a day should I kick count? Or when should I go to the hospital? She will always refer you to your provider. She will give you cited, evidence based answers. Not only can you chat her, you can now call her, and she will speak to you in one of the 24 languages on our app. This is what that also looks like on a laptop or a desktop. So you have the ability to ask Anna questions at our website, www.countthekicks.org. And you also, can ask Anna on our app, but two ways to access this education tool. Finally, other important features on our app or on our desktop application as well is the Find Local Resources or Find Help database. So essentially, we want you to have access to whatever you may need during your pregnancy, those resources that support you and ensure a better pregnancy experience, a healthier pregnancy experience. So within the app, you can go to the Find Local Resources and put in your zip code, and it will pull up a list of resources from food to transportation to healthcare and dental care, etc. So, in those eight, what they call social drivers or determinants of health categories. So, you can find resources, food banks, or whatever that may need to be in your zip code and help you get to those resources to improve your pregnancy experiences and thus outcomes. This is an example of what the Kicks app, looks like on our web-based counting platform as well. So our website has that. This is an example of those paper kick counting charts that I mentioned. Again, free, downloadable, there are 18 languages on our website. You can print those out and use those also to track baby's movement every day in the third trimester. So some common misconceptions that I wanted to address is my baby is always active, so I do not need to count the kicks. Actually, we all need to know what our baby's normal. We all need to know and be in tune with our baby. If they're super active, then great. You have a quick kick counting session, but that helps you be in tune with something that changes or improve that discussion with provider, especially if you have a concern. Knowing your baby's normal not only gives you the confidence and the knowledge you need to speak up, but it helps improve that conversation. And even active babies can experience distress. We want to catch that as soon as it happens. Because remember, movement is an early warning sign. And we want to catch that early warning sign and make sure everything is fine. Only those experiencing high risk pregnancies should pay attention to their baby's movement. No, everyone needs to be in tune with their body and their baby. So please know that it's not just for a certain select few, but it's for all parents. And there are lots of benefits that I'll talk about. My baby should get 10 kicks in 2 hours. That misconception is maybe one you found on the internet. That is outdated information. Research has moved away from the concept of 10 kicks in 2 hours. What we want you to do is find how long it takes your baby to get to 10 kicks. If that's 5 minutes, that's 20 minutes. We want you to know that baseline or normal. So if it changes, you'll know to speak up. I can just use a Doppler device to monitor my baby's well being. There are several reasons why we do not recommend that. First of all, heart rate is a late warning sign that baby is in distress. Movement is an early warning sign. We don't want baby to be in so much distress that they have issues with their heart rate that they're really in trouble. So I'm going to turn over that explanation as well to Jen Hamilton, who shared this amazing video, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So listen to her advice on not using Dopplers.
Did you know that there's an app that can prevent stillbirth? Studies have shown that the most reliable indicator for an intrauterine fetal demise or stillbirth is a change or decrease in fetal movement. And getting to know your baby's movements and letting your doctor know if you have any changes is a great way to protect your baby. You don't need an at-home Doppler, and in fact, I would highly discourage you from buying one because sometimes what happens is you can notice a change in your baby's movements and you can put on the Doppler and hear a heart rate and be like, whew, everything's fine. And if you were put on a monitor where we could see what your baby's doing, we would see fetal distress. This is a baby that's doing great. This is a baby that might not be doing great. And this is the baby that's definitely not doing great. But guess what? Every single one of them has a heart rate around 150. And with just hearing a Doppler, we don't know which one of these is your baby. There's a free app that you can download called Count the Kicks. It is a way that you can monitor your baby's movements and it'll help you figure out if you might need to go get medical attention. I don't work for Count the Kicks. I get $0 for telling you about this. I just think that this is genius. They were able to decrease Iowa's stillbirth rate by 32% in the first 10 years of the Count the Kicks campaign. So please, take a few minutes each day and just pay attention to what your baby's doing. And if your baby's doing something wonky that they haven't normally done before, come see us. We would so much rather you come in, we monitor your baby, we maybe do an ultrasound, and we let you know that your baby's doing okay, than for you to not come in and your baby not be okay. You aren't bothering us, okay? We want you to come in. That's what we're here for.
I love how Nurse Jen Hamilton speaks to the need to speak up. That is what they are there for. If another misconception, if baby isn't moving, I should drink something cold or eat something sugary to get baby moving. Actually, research has moved away from this and believes that is simply delaying expectant parent, especially if you are in rural Iowa or other rural states. That could delay you from responding to your baby's change in movement or their potential distress. So, research has actually moved away from this advice, and we encourage you to go straight to labor and delivery, the emergency room, get to your doctor's office as soon as you have a concern. Babies kick less near the end of pregnancy. Actually, this is a huge myth and a very dangerous one. Babies do not run out of room at the end of pregnancy. Babies do not kick less near the end of pregnancy. Now, how those movements feel to mom and the kinds of movements might change. So as baby gets bigger and it gets tighter, baby might not be doing full flips, but they might be doing giant elbows into the ribs, that kind of thing. So it won't feel as maybe light or the same, but a healthy baby will still keep their normal movement pattern. So please know that babies do not run out of room. They do not slow down at the end of pregnancy. That is a dangerous wives' tale. Triage doesn't need any count the kicks education. We think all labor and delivery triages should be sending you home. If you go in with a change in movement concern and they send you home and say everything's okay, that's fine. Everything's okay right then when they checked in on baby. But tomorrow, if you still have concerns, or 2 hours after that appointment, if you still have concerns, They need to have that education in your discharge paperwork to know that you should still speak up. You still should monitor movement. You can still advocate for yourself and your baby. So make sure that even if you have a concern and everything checks out, which is what we all want, that if you continue to not be reassured by your baby's movement and noticing change, be in tune with your body and your baby and go back in. So why count the kicks? I said I'd show you, share some other benefits. 77% of our app users actually report feeling less anxiety about baby's well-being. You're having a time for yourself to sit down each day, lay down, sit down, rest, and you can have that touch point and be reassured that all is going well. When baby's movement stays the same, typically that means all is well. So that is reassuring information to have. Expectant parents are both in tune with their body and their baby and encouraged to trust their instincts. Sometimes when baby's movement changes, mom's not doing so well, and baby's telling her, hey, mom, you need to get checked out. Something's not right with you. Maybe your blood pressure is really going high, or an infection has set in. There are many reasons why there might be a concern in pregnancy. Most people don't experience those things. But we definitely want you to be in tune with that and feel empowered with education and tools and a voice in your care and be able to have those informed conversations with your providers. 84% of app users actually report an increased feeling of bonding with their baby. I think this is beautiful. We all want to have that connection. I love when people say, I knew this baby was going to be a night owl because every night at 11 o'clock it was a party in there and they were kicking. It's just such a beautiful thing to hear. And so get to know your baby. It's an easy way for partners and siblings to be involved and bond with baby too. Your partner, your village, whoever that is, needs to know that movement matters. They can also participate, help touch that footprint, have conversations with you, maybe be the voice of encouragement and support if you have a concern. So cool. I have seen videos where moms have their little 3-year-old daughters, they'll say, oh, the baby moved. They click it. And the nice thing is there's an undo button on that app in case that goes a little too far. The app is a data download for your intuition. Moms have instincts. We want you to be in tune with your body and baby so that you will trust those instincts. So we've already talked about improving that conversation. The other thing I wanted to share is that you can continue to learn with us and grow with us and join our community of social media followers and get more education on our website, www.countthekicks.org, which is also where you'll find those paper kick counting charts. We also have social media channels galore, lots of great and engaging content there. You can sign up for our newsletter. Healthy Birthday is the nonprofit creator of Count the Kicks. So if you want to learn more about Healthy's Birthday's work to improve outcomes for babies and moms, I encourage you to follow Healthy Birthday as well. I am so appreciative that you shared your time with me today, and I hope that you begin your kick counting journey. Remember, 26 weeks for high risk pregnancies, 28 weeks for everyone else. Everyone deserves to have healthy outcomes and be empowered with the education and the voice they need to get there. So, best wishes to you on your pregnancy journey, and remember to enjoy counting your kicks.